It's time to see who won our Rotten Tomatoes game for 2025. Let's discuss this and more on the Late Night Movie Podcast. Welcome back to the Late Night Movie Podcast. I'm your host, Welchy, and joining me tonight, as always, is Mr. Pop Figures himself, Andy.
Hello, guys. Yeah, I'm very excited to be here. This is going to be a good episode, and I can't wait.
And also joining us is the 2025 movie quiz champion, Stephen.
Yes, hello, Freddy. And that face is so fucking annoying. We'll get into it
I was
anyway.
about to say, I don't think you can put Stephen and champion in the same sentence after this episode.
He's still the quiz champion. He might not be,
yeah.
Allegedly, he might not be the Rotten Tomatoes champion, but
allegedly, it's very true that this is going to be a difficult episode for yours truly, but it will mean that it pushes me to bigger and better things in 2026. But yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be also really interesting to see. Sort of we spoke about it briefly, but all of the scores in Dear Out, and it will cast my mind back to when we decided them of what was hits and what was misses. There are some big surprises on this list, not from me, but some other big ones, which I'm surprised by the final score.
Yeah, I went through yesterday and updated every single score because obviously throughout the year they can change. The only one I'm going to check right now is Avatar, just in case it's changed slightly, and it has. Oh, it's good news.
Has it gone up or down?
It's gone up.
Probably gone up by
Dun,
one.
dun, dun.
Went from 67 to 68 again or something.
Maybe. But anyway, let's get into it. At the start of 2025, anyone who's been here since then will hopefully remember. If you're new here, we'll explain it anyway. We had an episode where we sat down and each drafted eight different movies that would then score us points. So basically, we were a team of movies each, 8 movies each, and they would score points depending on how they performed on Rotten Tomatoes. So for the scoring system, you got 1 point for every score above 60. So if a film scored 80, you'd get 20 points. You'd get -1 points for every score below 60. So if it was 40, you'd get -20. Obviously, if it's 60 bang on, it's just 0. You also got bonus points if the movie scored above a 90. So for every point above 90, you got 2 points instead of 1. So for example, for a 92, you would have got 30 for the score up to 90. Then for the extra 2, you would have scored 4. So for a total score of 34, rather than what you'd think would be 32. This means a maximum points available is 50. 30 for the to 90, and then 10 doubled gives you 50. That's as simple as the rules are. This is loosely based on what we do on the Game Inside, on Fancy Critic Draft. The Game Inside has a whole website that someone's built, which works really well. Ours was very simple. Pick 8 films at the beginning. That's how it's going to do. We are thinking of introducing new things next year to make it more interesting throughout the year. But for this year, it was just pick 8 films. Hope they do well.
Yeah.
This was back when we wasn't a video podcast, it was an audio podcast, but it was still a great episode. You're more than welcome to go back and watch it if you want.
Oh, I definitely recommend listening to that episode because obviously I listened to it again recently and just hearing some of the choices that we went through and how many films you wanted to watch that you didn't get, and obviously that's worked in someone's favour, which we'll find out in this episode. But yeah, definitely worth listening to.
And I think it'd be worth listening to hear your reasonings for picking films, especially if they don't go the way they expected, maybe, Stephen.
Or in this case, don't listen to that. Yeah.
What I will say is obviously we're going to go through each individual film quickly here, so you don't have to go back and watch if you don't want to. And in about 3 weeks' time, you're going to get our 2026 version where we draft our 8, or I don't know how many films yet. I'm still working on that, but you're going to get one soon, so you'll get the gist of it. But it should be pretty self-explanatory. So this year, the first pick was Stephen?
Yes, Stephen did definitely go first.
Stephen
picked
first.
28 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, spoiler.
Yes, so Stephen went first and he picked 28 years later. And what we should also say, we did a snake draft, which means I think I went second, and Andy
Yeah,
went
you
third,
definitely
and
went second.
because of that, the snake draft means that Andy then goes again.
Yeah.
And it goes back to me, then Stephen. Then Stephen goes like, so Andy and Stephen on each end always got like 2 picks in a row, and I was stuck in the middle, which isn't a bad thing because it means Stephen has to wait ages for his turn to come back. So I'm kind of in the. There's no bad
Yeah,
spot to
yeah.
be in, really.
Just
Arguably,
depends on what you pick.
exactly. As long as you pick good movies, doesn't matter what a fucking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Stephen, you started off with a blinder.
I know.
28 years later, scored 89.
Yeah.
That went up. This was 88. This is one of the ones that went up
Oh,
recently.
no.
Hey, it might
89.
change everything.
Which scored you 29 points. Blind in first pick. And I will reveal the third best pick out of everyone.
Yeah. That's
Are you sure?
Fourth
Not
fourth
rated
best
wise.
pick. Fourth
Yeah.
best pick.
I was going to say, don't try and downplay one of mine.
Fourth best pick. Sorry, I forgot one of yours. Fourth best pick, which is very, very solid. I then picked Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, which was based on a lot of the previous Mission Impossibles doing very, very well. This one scored me 80. Respectable.
Yeah.
But as a
Yeah.
first pick, I wanted more.
The Dead Reckoning Part 1 got 96.
Yeah, which is fucking
Yeah.
ridiculous
Yeah.
to me how they got more than this one. But anyway,
I think that's one of the films that me and Stephen essentially would have wanted. As soon as
I
you took that, I think we were both excited.
I really want that was going to be my second pick after 28 years later, but and a lot of them before we get to some other ones, there was a lot that I wanted to pick, but a couple that I wouldn't have gone anywhere near, which I've definitely learned going into next year of not making that mistake.
Andy then went third and picked what will go down in history as the best pick of all time, Sinners. Sinners scored 97. And is the official best one. I think films have done score. I think, did I swear get high? I can't remember. I think there might be films that come out this year that are like 98, 99. But in terms of the films that we picked, it's the highest score.
Yeah.
I swear I think got 100%. I don't know if it stayed at 100, but it that was one where I said that if I had done a bit more homework into that based on the director, Michael Jordan in it as well, and the cut, it should have been one on my radar, and it completely and utterly wasn't.
You would have had a chance though picking it because you hadn't seen 28 years later anyway. Like me and Welchy were certain that you was going to pick that as your first film. Like we potentially would have picked that film based on how good the trailer was. Obviously, I picked Sinners as my first film, so you would have had a chance to choose it, even if it was on your radar, which it was for you, Welchy.
It was basically a toss-up. Do I pick Sinners or the more known quantity, Mission Impossible? Fucking what a decision that was.
I don't think you didn't know it was going to do that well. 97%.
No one knew.
I don't think anyone expected.
I like to think that everyone chooses their film thinking it's going to hit in the 90s, like feeling optimistic. But then if it drops down to like 80s, mid 80s, you're happy.
Yeah, you really thought you had a chance of getting the 90s?
Well, I chose it as my first film, so I thought it was going to hit high numbers. Otherwise, I would have chosen it as my first pick.
I swear it's still on 100.
Yeah. Oh wow!
So that would have been the perfect pick.
Yeah.
So 97, Andy scored you 44 because 7 extra points got you 14. It's a very, very good start to you. Second pick for obviously Andy on the snake draft was Mickey 17.
Pretty one of my worst ones.
It was not your worst. It was your second worst. But after they listened to your review, both of you, I was thinking that's not going to do very well. 78.
Oh, yeah.
78.
Yeah, still happy with that.
Not bad at all. Scored you 18. I then went for my second film, Superman. At the time, it was called Superman Legacy. It's now just called Superman. 83. I did not expect it to do better than Mission Impossible, but it did very solid score again. 23 for me. And then Stephen rounds up the second round with. Do you remember, Stephen?
No.
Your second pick was Megan 2.
That's quality.
Hang on. In fairness, though, the first Megan film got a very high Rotten Tomatoes score. That was before I saw the trailer as well for Megan 2.0.
Yeah.
As soon as that trailer hit, I was then worried because I was like, okay, that doesn't. Even though I actually really enjoyed Megan like to point out, I gave it a good score personally. You enjoyed it as well, Andy. Yeah,
Yeah,
as
I
soon
did
as
enjoy
that
it.
trailer hit, I was like, okay, this is not gonna, it's not gonna hit. But the first one got like high 90s, so it very good rationale. I thought it was gonna do a lot better than it did.
It got 57, which got
Yeah,
you
that's the summary.
Oh,
-3.
Do you know what? That is the summary of this fucking whole game. I thought it was going to do better. Is a line that I think I'm going to use multiple times throughout this.
Well, let's get on to that because your third pick, Auto Knights. Auto Knights
Oh,
wins the pod.
that was your
no, this
third
is
pick.
yeah. Again, Irishman did amazingly well. Killers of the Flower Moon did incredibly well, both at 90. Robert De Niro in another gangster film. What could go wrong? From the producers of The Irishman, this is going to be a solid banker. 88, 89% easily.
It got you 40, which is -20. So at this point, after 3 films, you are at +6.
Cool. Just about.
Having said that, though, 2 picks with great rationale behind it. Because
Yes.
there is no way that I would have predicted Out Night to do this bad. I mean, when we sat to watch it in the cinema, I was absolutely. I mean, before that, the Rotten Tomato score worried me, but it was so bad in all shapes and sizes.
Yes, not a good start. Well, you had a great start. The next 2 films didn't help. Obviously,
Yeah,
these films didn't come out in this order, but I'm doing it in the way we picked it.
sure.
Yeah.
Which leads me back to my third pick, Avatar, Fire and Ash,
Oh,
which was a risky pick, especially for third. Now I realise that it was risky because they're not high scoring films.
yeah.
No,
It got me 68, 8 points. Not great.
No.
You're right,
I
Andy.
was
This was
expecting
67.
that.
It's gone up to 68.
Yeah. I was expecting Avatar, personally, this one as well, to do better than the other 2.
Yeah.
Obviously, before I watched it. But yeah, I thought this would get you like at least 80, like around 80 mark
Or high
at like a
70s, I would have
minimum.
taken like something decent, but
Yeah, I wasn't expecting
yeah.
it to go below 70. Like, that's crazy.
it's not my worst performing film, which we'll get into in a minute. Andy's third pick. He hits 90 again as he gets Wake Up Dead Man at 93.
Yes, one that you guys forgot about.
Yes.
Yep. A Netflix film.
Yes. Netflix, a rare hit for Netflix. 93, very good score. That got you 36. Currently running away with it. And then we
Yes.
go to your fourth film, 90 again. Zootopia 2.
Yeah, that's the one
Yeah.
I think you was annoyed about as well. Actually,
I was
when
very
I was
annoyed at
listening
that.
back to you was gonna wanted to pick that one.
Yeah.
I think you decided to pick Avatar over Zootopia, and then because you thought I wasn't gonna pick that, or well,
What
me
a
or
fucking
Steve weren't gonna
idiot.
pick
Yeah,
it,
what a
but
fucking idiot.
yeah, you should take it.
That got you 91, 32 points. So you had the top 3 films with Sinners,
Yeah.
Wake Up Dead Man, and Zootopia 2.
Yeah,
And in it, sorry, I was to say, in hindsight, I wish I picked Zootopia 2 sooner because I remember
the
how good the first one was. And again, I just didn't do my research. Think if I'd come across that, and that's the thing, I didn't research. I picked the films that I was looking forward to. That's where I've made my error, that I didn't look at the wider sort of picture, even though I was looking forward to Zootopia because that's a banker. Like that is absolutely a banker. Of course, that was going to get higher than 90 and above.
yeah, what I will say is obviously with me having 3 films out of 90, it's sort of the opposite to Stephen, where he can only really get better next year after you hear some of his other films. Whereas for me, it's going to be hard to try and live up to.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if I hit 390s again next year. Where in my head, I'm thinking more down your sort of set of films, Welchy, that you got in terms of if I get sort of consistency
Yes.
around the 80s with all my films, you should have a chance of winning. Where I think I've just had an extremely good year with picking 3 films that have hit 90.
Yeah, agreed. I then went on to pick my worst performing film, Wicked 2. Wicked for Good.
Shocker. After the first film, I thought I was going to score. Again, when you picked that, I wasn't like, I thought, yeah, that's going to get you like high 80s. But
First one got 89, I think.
Yeah.
First Wicked film. So
I
again,
didn't enjoy
good
the second
rationale
one.
behind it.
Yeah. And the fact that it was so close, like they only released the first one last year, this was just continuing finishing the story. I think obviously it's got a better audience score, but
yeah,
for me, I didn't enjoy the second one as much as the first one.
It got me 67, which is 7 points. So 2 disappointing picks in a row. Avatar, and
Yeah.
then we get to, and then Stephen picked Running Man.
Oh, I didn't know
Running
what you were looking
Man
at.
was a
Low
positive
salty.
score. It got 63, which got you 3 points. So for
Still.
people keeping count, you now have
Is that 9?
9 points. Yeah.
6
So-
plus 3 is quite easy, actually.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
The Running Man was another one. It's the lowest Edgar Wright score out of all the movies that he's done. Of course, it could be the one that I've bloody picked. And again, a lot of what's happened this year, I saw the trailer for the Running Man and I was worried. And same happened when I saw the trailer for Megan 2.0. Outer Nights, no. But again, if you look at all of Edgar Wright's previous movies, they're like 85 and above. So yeah.
Doesn't
and
get
it is
much
important
better for you
him.
though, Stephen, because your
No,
next
I
pick,
know it's going to get worse.
your next pick didn't release this year with Michael.
Oh,
Obviously, the
dude.
Michael Jackson biopic, which is coming out next year, which they showed the trailer, which we've all seen already at the Avatar
Yeah,
screening.
looks really good.
Looks very good. So a good pick, Stephen. Just wrong year. Not
It did
that-
say it was coming out.
I know,
like,
yeah.
when I
It wasn't for you to know.
Oh,
that
yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Yeah, it got delayed. So like again, couldn't do much about that one.
Which leads me to my best pick and surprise best pick with Fantastic Four: First Steps.
Yeah. You're a bit
80
worried about that, weren't you?
86, and I was very much. I think I remember saying I don't trust Marvel.
Yeah.
And obviously Marvel had
You
3
forgot your
films this
plan,
year to
man.
pick from. Captain America, I said I'm not touching the barge pole. Thunderbolts, I
That
didn't
was a
think
good
looked
choice.
good, which actually was a higher rated film.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
89, wasn't it?
Or it might have been
Or around
90.
that.
It was very high. But Fantastic Four still got me 86. I was very happy with that. 26 points, back in the game, kind of.
So am I.
And then we go to Andy's next pick, Ballerina, which was your worst
Oh, yeah,
pick.
that's one of my. Yeah.
Your worst pick
I haven't watched
being
that yet.
75 with 15 points. That's not a bad worst pick.
No.
That's your
This-
worst pick at 75%.
It-
Oh,
It's funny because if that was in Stevens, this would be his second highest film.
Third. He has got one just
Okay,
above it.
Oh, I meant
which-
from the films that you've spoken about so far.
Sorry, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to say it's a bad pick, Andy, because it obviously did you well.
Yeah.
And then you went on to pick Predator Badlands.
Oh, yeah.
which
I was confident with that one.
Did very well. 86, scoring you 26 points for your team. I love that film. We've all spoke highly of that film in
Oh,
the
yeah.
review.
yeah, great film.
That was a very, very good pick. I then went on to pick a film that I don't like, Black Phone 2. I mean, I say that I don't like the first one, but I knew it was a popular film, so I thought, even though I don't like the series franchise, I'll pick it. 72, 12 points, which, considering I didn't care for the film, I was happy to take that.
Yeah. The fact that
What-
beat Wicked 2 and Avatar, though, like, that's mental. You would not have thought that at the start of the year.
No. Did you say you saw the second one, but you didn't care too much for
I
it?
won't. I won't watch it. I don't like the first one, so I'm not going to bother watching it again.
Oh, but you picked it for
I
you. Yeah,
picked
yeah.
it out of expecting it to do better than I think of it.
Makes sense.
Which leads on to another horror film picked by Stephen, Conjuring: Last Rites.
Yeah.
You got so funny when I doubted this film that was one of the listening back to the other episode. It was so funny hearing how angry Stephen got about me saying I don't think this is going to do well. And yeah, let's see what she says.
57, so -3.
Again, looking back at previous scores, all of the Conjuring movies, barring The Devil Made Me Do It, have done well. The first like 2 high 80s. Devil Made Me Do It, I think, was like 70 something. It might be a bit lower than that. But again, last one in the series, thought it was going to end up on a high note, and I thought it was going to hit much better, and it didn't. I think it's harsh. I don't think the movie's as bad as that score.
It's not as bad as that, but
But it's always a gamble with that, and
Yeah.
the critics ripped Conjuring Last Rites to shreds. So again, not much I could do about that one.
For those keeping count, Stephen is now on 6 points again.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say, guys, we know he's finishing in third.
Well, you then picked your second best film, Nobody 2.
Oh, okay.
Which got you 76, which is 16 points, which takes you to 22.
Hey.
Let's all bear in mind that Sinners got Andy 44.
that's mental.
Yeah, all right. Get it.
But Andy just fucking blew that one out of the water. I then picked Frankenstein, which was a Hail Mary, shall we call it, where I didn't really know much about it. I heard that the director and Jacob Elordi, blah, blah. 85.
Yeah.
25 points for me, which I was very
And
happy with.
I keep hearing a lot about Frankenstein as well.
Everyone
I
has
wanna watch
spoken
it.
to me. It's 2 hours 32, but they said that it's so worth the running time. It's so good.
Yeah, it's one on my
watch.
list. I would love to watch it before movie of the year. I'm probably not going to get around to it because there's other things
Is
I want to
it
watch. But
Guillermo del Toro, guy who directed
yes,
Pan's Labyrinth?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've heard good things about it.
so it's on my list, but I don't think I'm going to get around to it in time. And then Andy, with his final 2 picks, picked Last Breath, which was a very early in the
one
year
of my
film.
worst.
That's a long time ago now. But that got you
Yeah.
79 or 19 points.
Was that the submarine where we went to see Andy with Woody Harrelson in?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
obviously, I
It was a
remember my
remake, wasn't
thinking
it? A
behind
reboot
that
or
one.
whatever.
Yeah, they literally had a film identical back in release in 2019, I think, and it scored above 90. And it's like they literally just made the same film, but with a really good cast. I was like, surely if it's the same film, it's got to score equally as high or close to.
It's
but
a
yeah,
danger with that
obviously,
sometimes that the critics are like, oh, it's good, but it's
yeah,
not the same.
yeah. Obviously, 79 still,
That's still a solid
judging
score.
by the range of films that we've had, is a very good score, and I'd happily take that again next year with some of my films.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you picked, which was a banker in terms of a solid score, Elio, which is a new Pixar movie.
Yes, Pixar
You
film.
can normally not go wrong. You couldn't go wrong with this one. 83, very good.
Yeah.
Me and Stephen
Again,
both had
happy
that one
with
in
that.
our team, so that got you 23 points. We'll go into totals in a minute, but I think people have got the vibe
It's
here.
crazy. Yeah, it's crazy because when it first came out and we saw the ratings for it, like, I was like disappointed, and then all of a sudden, like looking across the board, I'm like, I'm buzzing with that score.
Yeah,
Like,
you got 3 films less than that, so it's definitely not your worst.
Yep.
My last film was another Hail Mary because I was running out of films, and it was F1, which did surprisingly well to me. I wasn't expecting this. 82.
I think you need to.
Yeah.
I think you need to go for more Hail
Hail
Marys
Marys,
next
yeah.
year, Welchy.
Is that
Get rid of the big ones.
Project Hail Mary?
Yeah.
That got me 22 points. So again, ended strong. My 2 Hail Marys somehow got me some of my most points, which is frustrating.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's how the game goes. And then Stephen,
You end really strong,
I
Stephen.
know where this is going.
go to your
I know where this
last
is going.
film, Stephen. So bearing in
Oh,
mind
I
you are
did-
on currently 22 points.
Can I just, before you announce it, because I know exactly what you're about to say, right? Up to this point, I don't think there's any picks there that I'm massively embarrassed about up to this. This is the one though that, yeah, this is a bad one, and I don't quite know what. I feel like I just did it to take the piss and just have a real gamble in there.
You
but I don't
wanted
know
to see
why.
the film. You was expecting to like it yourself. So the film we're
Yeah.
talking about is Marching Powder, Danny Dyer's latest entry.
I mean, what a stupid thing to do. Critics hate him, and I looked actually back, like after that came out, at all of his films, and he's not had a single movie that's got above like 50%. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to
no
pick that
change
one.
here. He got 33, which is
Yeah.
minus 27, which
Oh, so you're on
Stephen
-1.
leaves you at -5.
Oh, -5. Wow.
So yeah, not
Yeah, my
despite a fantastic start of 28 years later, not a great outcome.
It's
No.
funny because when you first said what the rules were, Welch, in terms of the points system, I was thinking like, surely it's going to be impossible for us for like anyone to get minus points. But
here we are, guys.
I'm not even taking the piss. I generally feel like, oh, surely that's like too much of a bigger margin, but obviously, yeah, it's not.
As I said,
Marching
I'm
Powder
actually quite
was
happy.
a crazy pick, but I completely agree with you. I think your reasons for Alto Knights, Conjuring, Megan, I wouldn't have picked Megan, but the others I could fully see.
Yeah.
Very unlucky with Alto Knights. No one knew that was going to be a disaster.
No. And the fact that Michael didn't even release, because that's one
because
fine
that's
movie
going to
that
score
I
highly next year. So
Yeah.
you might have been positive with that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the only big mistake really that I made was 2 things. One, again, not taking into account movies like Zootopia 2 and it's things that maybe wasn't on my radar. And also, why did I even pick Mike? Was it just because I wanted that I went to see it? Because what a stupid pick that is.
Yeah,
I think you said you you said you wanted to take a risk. You wanted to have a film in there. Like you did say that you wasn't sure if it was going to do well or not. You said you wanted to take
Yeah,
the gamble, and I think you said something like it was Danny Dyer and someone else working together for the
yeah.
first time in like years.
Yeah, I think the only thing I can think of, and again, because I'm an absolute psychopath when it comes to sometimes these thoughts, was that yeah, Nick Love and Danny Dyer hadn't reunited
Oh yeah,
for
I think that was it.
20
Yeah,
years. So in my mind, I was thinking there'd be a lot of people like me, but then it's not audience. That's the thing. If it was an audience
yeah,
Critics.
yeah,
score, it was critics, and critics hated Nick Love and Danny Dyer when they were together back then. So why they would like it now? I had one review that they said about they do like a top 10 and Marchie Powder was in there, and he went, "I'm not even going to mention it." I
Stephen,
moved on to the next one.
I have to say this because you just said if this was audience score. The audience score is worse with 32.
Oh, is it? Oh my
that's
god!
mental.
So to be fair, I
No.
went with my mother and my sisters, and
Hmm.
I like enjoyed it. I remember I didn't like it wasn't as good as what I thought it was going to be, but yeah, they did not like the film in any shape or form. So it really was a bomb, like massively, massively a bomb.
So fair to say, Stephen came last in third place.
That's the
Especially
surprise of the year,
you
guys.
got -5, and me and Andy didn't get a single negative, which respect Andy, we did quite well there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
But I think it's quite clear after we went through Andy's films, I came second with 143,
Nice.
Very
which
decent.
I'm pretty happy with, which is an average of what? Divide that by 8. I can't think right now. Not much. And then Andy wiped the floor with us. 70 points ahead of me.
Oh wow.
213.
I mean,
Um,
nice.
which is a
I'm very happy.
ridiculously good score. So
Yeah,
congratulations, Andy, the Rotten Tomatoes champion of 2025.
let's
Well
go.
done.
Yeah,
Thank you,
great pick.
thank you.
Sinners. I had the feeling it was going this way as soon as Sinners come out. I was like, me or
Yeah,
Stephen
that's
need
quite strong.
a massive score.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
when I know Wake Up Dead Man as a two people recent, but knowing you had them in your locker
yeah,
and you
yeah.
were still
As
winning,
well.
you were ahead, and you had Zootopia to come out. I was like, fuck me.
Yeah,
I was like,
Yeah.
Avatar
yeah,
needs to be a banger.
yeah. At that point, you
No,
was waiting for Wicked and Avatar, weren't you? So
yeah,
if Wicked came out and hit a 90 or higher, then like
it would have been down to
potentially
Avatar.
if
Yeah, yeah.
Avatar, yeah. Obviously, the way that those two went cemented it anyway. But yeah, very happy with my picks. I do feel like next year, well, maybe barring next year, because I feel like next year we've got a really strong lineup of films
Yes.
already. But I feel like in a different year, the score that you got, Welchy, could potentially win it for someone, if that makes
Oh yeah,
sense.
I don't think my score is bad. I think you just had an exceptional
Oh
year.
no, no, yeah, yeah,
And
exactly. That's what I
I
mean.
think it's rare that we both picked films without minuses. It's hard.
Yeah, yeah,
Films
yeah, yeah.
don't always score what you think.
It, it,
Like
No, yeah,
if
you
I
could
think
love a
my
film
my
and it
list,
gets negative. So
I think my list, take away March Pad is a perfect example that the movie, and I generally pick them because their predecessors or previous other work have always been high.
yeah.
And for me, I didn't get very fortunate, barring one that then got delayed. So next year, I am coming back with a vengeance.
It is funny that Michael is your fourth highest scoring film with 0.
I know.
that's
So at
funny.
least it didn't do any negative damage. What I will say is obviously we're going to be doing this next year. We're doing this not the first week we're back, the second week we're back, where we're going to pick our
Yeah.
films. A few changes. Jack should be joining us to make it a 4-way competition, which makes things more interesting. And I'm still deciding how many films to pick each team. My feeling is to do less, but then my feeling is there's a lot of good films next year, so maybe we can still do more.
Yeah,
I need to work it out because this 8 times 4, 32 films is a lot of good films to need, but it makes it more interesting if you have to pick bad ones.
yeah, true.
So
And there's definitely like that amount of films available. I think when
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like looking through, there was like over 40 films that I had like written down just to know about them. But
I'm thinking
Yeah.
of some other twists and turns we can do as well, and I think Andy, you've put some suggestions to me before as well. So we're looking into that, but that will happen in a couple of weeks' time or 3 weeks' time. So look forward to
yeah,
that.
I think we mentioned we give Stephen a 50-point head start, didn't we? Or something.
That was not mentioned, but I mean, if you want to, no, I can't do that. But no, it will be a good one to watch out for. I always like those episodes where you're looking ahead. We just
Oh,
did,
yeah,
we
yeah.
just
Yeah.
looked ahead to the next year, but when you're then battling for films, because Andy's going to pick a film and me and Steve can be like, we wanted that one, or the other way around this time, hopefully.
Yeah.
So yeah, look out for that one.
I've been relegated to the Championship, but next year I'm going to win and come back straight back to the Premier League. So you have been warned.
We will see. I mean, Jack has been promoted from the championship, I guess you could argue, although there was no
Yeah,
championship. But anyway, looking forward to that. Until then, we've got a little bit of time to talk about what we've been watching. I'm going to quickly start with what I've been watching, so then I can just take a rest for the rest of the podcast and not talk as much.
Okay.
I watched a film today called, and this isn't what I want to talk about, but I've watched Knives Out, the original, because
Oh, okay.
I want
Yeah.
to watch Dead Man, whatever it's called, Dead Man Walking, Wake Up Dead Man.
Wake up then, man. Yep.
In time for movie of the year if I can. I might still not be able to just because of Christmas and everything happening. But Tay had never watched it, so I said, "Oh, why don't we watch all three of them?" I've not watched Glass Onion, so I need to watch Glass Onion next.
yeah.
Watch Knives Out today. Just going to quickly tell you, it's amazing. Still, I'd give that a 9 out of 10. What I loved about it is that I've seen it before. I knew the guy who did it. I know the ending.
Yeah. No twist.
But I was watching
Yeah.
it thinking, how the fuck do we get there? Like I was like,
You've got it,
even
yeah.
watching it a second, and it's been 4 years whenever I watched it. And I was thinking, I know where we're going, but this film is done so well that I still don't know how we get there. I thought that's amazing.
Yeah.
And obviously, it didn't hit the same as the first time because when you don't know, it's even better. But it's good enough to be like, oh, and even watching it, I was like, maybe if I had watched it now, I'd be able to pick up on things. But I wasn't picking up on things and be like, oh, I mean, eventually I was like, oh, I know this is going to happen. And you eventually put it back together. But most of the way through, I was like, this is great because I'm still getting the same kind of feelings of how the fuck are we going to get to the ending. But what I really want to talk about is a little film called, and I might be pronouncing this wrong, Bugonia.
Oh, the from the director of Kinds of Kindness and
Yes.
the Emma Stone one. Can't remember the name of that. It's escaping me. I really wanted to see Bugonia in the cinema, but it only had a limited release, so it's one that I've got to now wait for it to come out to watch.
It is Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons.
Yes.
Yep.
And I watched it. I will not go into any more detail than that. But I watched it, and it is a fantastic movie. It is.
Is it?
Very, very good. What I will say is the best, and I won't spoil things. I don't know if you know anything about this movie.
No, I don't. I don't know what the plot is.
I think it was that you've got the two episode Jesse Plemons' character, and that like they're thinking about, is it like aliens coming to sort of Earth, like for the trailer, or something along those lines?
I'm glad you've kind of forgotten. You're
No?
wrong, basically.
Okay.
So not in a horrible way. You're not. It's good. What you just said is good because you're not really sure. Like you're not.
Yeah.
About what I'm trying to say.
It was something they were
You
talking
can't
about,
remember.
like, yeah, there was some either a conspiracy or something.
There's conspiracies, yes.
Yeah,
But
in the trailer they're talking about something. I remember seeing it, but
go into it
that's
not
all I
knowing,
know.
and it'll be
Yeah,
a
yeah.
million times better for you. I
Okay.
kind of knew something, but what I will say is, even knowing that, this film was fucking great because it makes you think one thing, then you doubt it, then you think it again, then you doubt it, and it's honestly, I was constantly flipping. And these two, Jesse Plemons is fucking insane as an actor. No one in the
Yeah.
world can do what I'm now going to call the Jesse Plemons role, like Jesse Plemons does. He just
Yeah,
fits
yeah.
a character. Have you seen Civil War?
Yes, yeah, I love Civil War.
No.
That kind of character, that
He's
kind of
brilliant in that.
psychopath.
As a cameo, he's just in 5 minutes of Civil War, and he's
He wasn't even meant to
incredible.
be in it. He
Yeah.
took someone else's place. He's just phenomenal, and he's phenomenal in this film. Emma Stone, fucking incredible in this movie. I can't talk about why this film is so good without explaining it, so I don't want to go into the spoilers, but I highly recommend it. And
Yeah.
like I
Okay.
said, you're thinking, oh, that's happening. Oh, no, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. And even literally to the last minutes, it was like that. It's insane. It keeps flip-flopping back and forwards in a good way. Not like we said in Avatar, Stephen, where it's like, is he going to flip-flop
Yeah.
or not? It was in a good way. The final 40 to 30 minutes of this film, batshit insane. In a good way again.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
I'll add it to my list.
Highly recommend it.
He so the director Yorgos Lanthimos, he did the first of in 2023 with Emma Stone and Mark Ruffalo, and then did Kinds of Kindness. I literally had the title right up. I don't know what is going on in my brain tonight. It's gone. I literally had it. What was it called? Sorry, bear with me just for a second. He made Poor Things. That's it. That's
Poor
the
Things, yes,
title
which is
of it.
one I
Oh
really
yeah,
want
yeah.
to watch.
But Kinds of Kindness, because they're both on Disney Plus, so I'm assuming Begonia will be added to that at some point. As soon as it's added, I'll then watch it because it's Fox Searchlight. Kinds of Kindness is, if you enjoyed Begonia, it is much longer. It's an anthology, but Kinds of Kindness is one. Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons are in it. They play different characters, 4 separate stories, and it is absolutely batshit crazy. It is wild. It kind of plays on like that Jesse Plemons is this guy whose boss basically is the boss that you want to impress, but it goes to extreme levels. You've then got woman that goes missing, returns, and then she's a completely different person, and that goes to extreme level. And then there's one about the fact that they've got this someone that can come back from the dead and cure illnesses, and it's like a cult. William Dafoe is in it as well.
Okay.
So I recommend Kinds of Kindness. It's one of those movies that you either love or you absolutely hate. But I feel like Yorgos Lanthimos is the kind of director that you either go with these films or you're not. So I loved Poor Things and I loved Kinds of Kindness. So I feel like I'm going to love Begonia, and
I think
that's
so.
just confirmed it in my mind as well.
It's amazing. It's got a 3.9 on Letterboxd, which is obviously a very solid score. I actually in my head I gave it an 8.5. But the more like, it's one of those films, right, where when I finished it, I put it on Letterboxd, I put it 4 stars, but I was like, it's 4, but it's at 8.5. It's not an 8. It's nearer to a 9.
Yeah, yeah.
It's one of those films that whenever I see, like I saw my family today, or I was speaking to whoever, and now on the podcast, I'm like, the more I talk about it, and the more I think about it, and the more I
The
recommend
more
it,
you
I'm
realise
like,
you like it.
what a
Yeah.
fucking movie. But again, it's one of those films I recommend to certain people, and I'd be like, I'm not sure you would like it, but you would like it.
Yeah, yeah.
I do think you two would like it.
Okay.
8.5 or a 9. I'm gonna waver for now because in a year's time I might say, actually, you know what? That film was so good, I might even give it a 10. No, it won't go that high. But it's very good. What I will say is the first. It's not like it's a slow build up. It starts actually quite well. It's just a lot of the time I'm thinking like, when are we gonna go? But when it goes, it's relentless.
Goes hard. Yeah.
And
Okay.
and as I said, I would definitely add Poor Things and Kinds of Kindness to the
I've
list.
always wanted to watch Poor Things. I'll add both. I'll take your
Yeah.
what's the word? Review of the other one.
It's crazy with Emma Stone. I feel like she's had a massive switch up with
Her
the sort of roles
range
that she
is
plays,
insane,
and
isn't
she's
it?
gone like, yeah, she's gone so much high level recently for me.
For some reason, Yorgos Lanthimos just brings out a side to Emma Stone that I don't think any other director can do. You get those sort of actors that like there's set directors, a bit like Tarantino. He brings out a side to characters and actors that they wouldn't do in other roles. But Emma Stone is just because she does also have that thing that Jess Plemons has, where she is so sweet and innocent, and then she just goes to a complete 180 and goes absolutely like crazy. There's stuff in Kinds of Kindness where like my mother's looking away and going, "Did Emma Stone actually do that?" I went, yeah. Yes, she did, Papa.
The only thing
Yes,
with
she
Jesse
did indeed.
Plemons, I think he's outstanding at what he does. Obviously, we just said Emma Stone has range. She can. We've seen her do other things like Superbad, and she's done this. Like she's got the whole thing. I've only seen Jesse Plemons play this kind of character, so I don't think he has the range. But what
think
he has
necessarily that's a
done
bad
and this
thing
niche
either.
that he has found for himself,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's got to a point where he's in a film. I might have to watch it because if he's playing that kind of character, he's gonna nail it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That's me done. I mean, other than that, have we watched anything else? No, I don't think so. Andy, you've watched something called. You did tell
A TV
me
show
TV
called
show.
All Her Fault.
Or you spoke about it last week.
I might have mentioned it, because I started it. But yeah, obviously now I've finished it, so I watched it on Now TV. It's 8 episodes long. I think it's classed as a drama, so it's to do with a kidnapping. So a child gets kidnapped, and basically the whole TV show is trying to figure out why the kid's been kidnapped and who's done it, basically. This I would definitely recommend to anyone to watch, because it's not your typical sort of kidnapping show, where what this TV show does so well is sort of each episode or parts of episode, it will sort of point towards certain people and then all of a sudden it'll make it look like someone else is involved and someone else is involved and someone else is involved, and it looks like it's predictable, but the more you watch and the more you find out, the less predictable it is. So I don't think even if you're watching this, if you decide to watch it, I don't think you'll figure out the story at all until you get to the last 2 episodes where it starts to wrap things up, and starts to sort of tell you parts of the story, to make it all make sense. So yeah, it's a really good TV show. I would definitely recommend it to anyone. I
Is that
don't
Now
I don't
TV?
think there's any sort
To
of
Sky.
yes, Sky Now TV. But yeah, it might start off a bit slow for some people. I quite like these type of TV shows anyway, so it wasn't slow for me. But yeah, like I say, you think it looks predictable, but you will not be able to figure out or guess why until it's telling you why, sort of thing. So yeah, I definitely recommend watching it. It's really good.
I'm just
I won't give too much away because I feel like it's one of those.
All her.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
All her for 2025. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite new.
I recognize him. Interesting. And it's based in Chicago.
Yeah.
Can I show this? I don't know if it's going to come up on the webcam. Him?
Oh yeah, he's one of the characters that I have seen him in other stuff, but I'm not sure what. I didn't actually search him up after. But he's in a few things. Maybe something like Fast and Furious. I'm not sure, but
I've not watched them. It's not for me. Can't remember.
He does.
Go on.
No, yeah. I was just gonna say, yeah. He was the only character that
You recognize
from watching
from
it.
something
He
else,
looked. Yeah, I recognise him from something else. But
would you give it a score, Andy, out of 10?
I'd probably give this like 8.5 out of 10.
Sorry.
I think it's like for a lot of shows like this, I think they become so predictable that you know exactly who it's going to be, or
same old, yeah.
you know the general plot line. The plot line for this is completely different, and you will not see it coming.
Okay.
It's just done so well.
Cool. That's time to add to the list. Stephen, remind me because my head's gone crazy. You've watched a couple of films in the cinema.
Yeah, so I mean, we've both seen Five Nights at Freddy's 2, so we could quickly talk about that.
Yeah.
And then I've just got Now You See Me, Now You Don't. So we went to see Five Nights at Freddy's 2 on Wednesday. Obviously, I think I've said it on the podcast before. Maybe I haven't. When we went to see the first one in 2023, I remember seeing it on Halloween, actually, of 2023, and being a big fan of the Five Nights at Freddy's video games. And I absolutely hated the first film. Like, I thought it was rubbish, and I wasn't looking forward to seeing this second film in any shape or form, so I kind of went into it with pretty low expectations. I was also in a pretty like shit mood generally, so I was like, well, this is great, this is like the perfect movie that I need. What's a pleasure though to come back and report that I really enjoyed this sequel. Like, I really enjoyed Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Is it? Sorry, I just thought the general consensus online is that the first one's decent and the second one is shit.
I really liked the first one.
That's what I've heard. And I've heard the second one's not good. So it's almost like
the second one's got like 16% or something on Rotten Tomatoes. So if you chose this film, Stephen, it would have added to your it would have been your worst film. But I really like the second as well.
Yeah, I think the thing for me with the first one is that it just wasn't like, it wasn't scary. It didn't offer anything in terms of, in this is my opinion, I know that other people enjoyed it, but it didn't for me feel true to the games. It didn't have any scare factor. The performances were really shit. Generally, like, it would have been like a 2-3 out of 10 if I was rating it on the podcast at that time. This one actually sits up and goes, you know what, guys, we're actually going to be a bit of a horror movie here. Like, it actually does what it says on the tin. I think the story this time around is much better. Obviously it follows on from the first film, so you've got I can't remember their names, but you've got a brother and sister. Is it brother? Are they brother and sister? Yeah. So you got brother and sister from the events of the first film, and then you've got this other girl who is basically like a love interest to the brother. But like, the start of it goes back to 1982. The opening sequence is really cool. It's really well done and kind of sets the tone. And there's one sort of person in the movie that when they smile and kind of have a still shot of them, it's really creepy. There was none of that in the first film in any shape or form. powerful imagery. As I said, story worked better. We also get a screen reunion, so we get the actors Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich, who played Billy and Stu in the original Scream. They're not obviously Billy and Stu in this film, but like Skeet Ulrich plays one of the fathers. He's only in the cameo, but when he came on screen, I was like, oh my god, it's Billy Loomis from Scream. And then you get flashes of Matthew Lillard as one of the main Fazbear, pretty much the main enemy of the movie. And do you know what? It was really cool to see him because obviously he's had, outside of what's happened at Five Nights at Freddy's, like he's got Quentin Tarantino like ripped him to pieces. As much as I love Tarantino, I don't rate that behavior. I don't think you should go on a podcast and say that you're like. I think he said like, yeah, he said like Matthew.
He's done on one lately.
Yeah, he went on a podcast and basically just slated like Owen Wilson, which I can understand the Owen Wilson things. I've seen some Owen Wilson films. I'm like, yeah, but he's a lot better than what Tarantino was saying, and definitely Matthew Lillard, like his acting range. He's got good range, you know, when he wants to play demented, and he goes full in. Like as well in this, he's not in it a lot, but he's in all of the publicity, promotional stuff. He's doing all the like interviews because he cares about the project. So. Like again, I don't rate people publicly coming out and slating an actor like that. But the fact that it's a Scream reunion is like really cool. And also I sat there and thought, wow, Skeet Ulrich is really, really aged, like massively aged when I saw him. It also sets up the next part, so there's going to be a chapter 3 potentially. I know it's not done very well, but the way that it ends, I'd be shocked if we don't get a Five Nights at Freddy's 3. But actually, the way that it ends, I'm kind of praying that they keep this story going in the same direction because, like, I can't say the same for Andy, but I think you're on the same page. Be like, the third act really is cool, and the way that it ends, and then what happens in the credits as well. I was like, okay, give me more of that. This is really good. I mean, the third act is absolutely dumb as nuts. Like, it makes absolutely no sense in any shape or form. But part of me kind of likes that about Five Nights at Freddy's because playing the old video games, they don't make any sense at all. They're not really, it's not the kind of thing where I know there's a massive sort of story arc and people like think that there's lots of hidden meanings to it. But generally for me, it's a very simple premise. You know, you've got these animatronic toys in an old pizza store that are coming to life and attacking people. So there's not much to it. And I feel like the first one tried to make it more smarter than what it actually is, where this second one kind of understands the story, keeps it simplified, and then when it goes completely off the wall, because I think you said, Andy, that you thought I was not going to enjoy that third act, but I loved it. But that's because the first 2/3 of the movie, good characters, good setup, knew where it was going, and it just all sort of clicked into place. There's one character in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 that is such a dick, and when I mean he's a dick, he's an absolute dick all the way throughout. And when he gets his comeuppance, which is a spoiler, like it's so satisfying. It's one of the most satisfying horror deaths I've seen all year. Like I loved every single bit of that. And again, that's because I was invested in the story. I generally didn't like the guy. And in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, I had no time or energy to care about anybody. So yeah, much, much better than what I thought it was going to be, because I looked obviously the Rotten Tomatoes score in the early reviews. I was like, oh, great. Like this is more of the same, but much better than what I anticipated.
I take back what I said a little bit because the audience scores are identical for these two films.
Okay.
86 on both.
Okay.
What score would you give it, Stephen?
I would give it a solid 7 out of 10.
Better than Avatar: Fire and Ash.
I enjoyed it more than Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Crazy.
That's so funny.
I did. I can't lie. I thought this week I've seen Avatar: Fire and Ash and Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and what did I have more fun at? It was absolutely, without any shadow of a doubt, Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Andy, what did you think?
Yeah, I sort of echo everything that Stephen said, other than the fact that I actually enjoyed the first film. I thought it was really good, and I really liked the plot line as well. I did think there was parts missing that they could have sort of filled in, or potentially thought they were going to fill in sort of moving forward the other films. Yeah, like the returning cast. The main guy, I think I've seen him in a few things now. I can't remember his name, but he seems to be popping up a bit more. And yeah, I definitely feel that this one had more horror vibes to it. I won't go into too much details, but what they do with sort of what they showed in the opening scene, and how then that skips 20 years later to sort of going back to the place that they showed in the 80s and why it's haunted, or whatever you want to say about it. But yeah, the whole horror elements that they've added to the second film that weren't in the first one definitely add more to it. And I'm excited to see where they go with the third film. And yeah, it was cool to see the cameos from Matthew and Skeet as well. And obviously the main female actress she was in the TV show You. I don't know if you've seen that, Welchy, but yeah, she was in that, so it's pretty cool to see her in something other than You. Because that's the only other thing I've seen her in. But yeah, no, it was really good. I really enjoyed both of them. I feel like they're two solid films together, and it'll be interesting to see what route they go down with the third film. We've got a hint of it with how it ends and then the post-credit scenes and bits like that. So yeah, excited to see the third film now. I haven't played the games, by the way, so I don't link them to the games at all. So if someone said the first film shit because it doesn't relate to any of the video games, then I'm not going to disagree with that because I haven't played the game. I just like the film as a film.
What score did you give it?
I didn't write one down, but you're probably not going to like me either because it's really higher than Avatar. I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
Wow. Okay.
I
I mean,
didn't
I
fall
can't
asleep
judge.
watching
I've not
it.
seen this film. Maybe it's great. But...
Yeah.
We've got 2 minutes, Stephen, if you want to give a quick synopsis of Now You See Me.
Yeah, so basically I saw Now You See Me, Now You Don't. I enjoyed the first two movies. They're literally just like fun, fast-paced action movies that have involved magic. The reviews of this are absolutely shocking. So this is another one that I went into it not expecting much, but thinking it would be fun. And again, pleased to report that the movie again surpassed my expectations. I mean, you can't really go wrong with this kind of movie. It's kind of what you see is what you get. Lots of fun, some really cool magic tricks where I'm literally like, I don't really know how that was done, but that was interesting. Humor was really good. And then the third act, there's something that I didn't really see coming, and it kind of brought the whole story together. There's a twist that happens in the movie, which I was just like, I didn't see that coming at all. It might be something that if you guys ever watch it, you might go, oh, I could have seen that coming a million miles away. But I was invested in the story. Humor was really good, like Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson. They've got like a great cast. You've got Dave Franco in it as well. So again, people that you trust, that you get on with, that you can relate to. I will say, so Morgan Freeman is in this movie briefly for about 10 minutes. And it's a really sad thought what I'm about to say.
He's really fucking old, isn't he?
So this is the first time that I've seen Morgan Freeman in a movie, and he just looked and sounded so old. Like really, I know he's getting on, but you know when you see someone, you think like, not only do you look old, you don't look very well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he hasn't been well recently.
I'm worried. Like it's kind of similar when we hear about all Bruce Willis. Like there are going to be some A-list movie stars that when they're no longer with us is going to really hit me. Like Bruce Willis one, Morgan Freeman will definitely be one. So I hadn't realised until seeing him on screen. And I thought I was hoping that he's just acting because he's quite old in Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Right, he's not acting. That is just generally Morgan Freeman now.
He's 85.
Yeah, I'm surprised he even filmed for that.
No, right.
He's in.
Yeah, 85.
He's in the movie for about 10 minutes, so to speak. But generally, I mean, there's loads of stuff that I could talk about, but I don't want to give any spoilers away because I think it's the kind of film that you need to go into not knowing much to be surprised. Overall, a really, really strong bit of work. Kind of went in kind of expecting because I like the first two movies and it's on par with definitely both of them and much better than what the reviews are saying.
This is about to be higher than Avatar as well, actually.
Sorry, Morgan Freeman's 88, which is fucking crazy.
88, yeah.
Yeah, what score would you give it?
This is an 8 out of 10.
Oh, fuck me. Interestingly, this has both the highest critic and audience score out of the three films.
Yeah, I was going to say,
okay.
when you said at the start, Stephen, that it's
I thought it
done
did quite well,
bad
this one,
reviews. All I
What was
remember seeing was it was smashing records like in the box
What was
office
the
and stuff.
What was the critic score of it?
61.
Is it high?
Not great, but it's
Oh,
we've
well,
got 1 point in
it's
our
'cause
game, but the other two.
when I say that, I'm based it on like the first movie. I think got a lot higher. So when I say that it's not done, maybe not.
51.
What the first one?
This is the highest on critics and audience.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
I didn't know the
I
first
have-
one had that, but yeah, I know this one
Number
done
2
well
is
in
by
terms
far
of
the
box
worst. From
office.
this, yeah.
I have seen bad reviews. It might have not been on Rotten Tomatoes, but I definitely saw a lot of people not particularly enjoying it. The main review that I listened to said that he didn't enjoy it either. So
It's got Dave Franco,
maybe,
right?
yeah.
Had a good year.
He has had a very good year actually, Dave Franco. So yeah, as I said, I enjoyed it despite having some reservations. And there is going to be another one on how it ends. We're going to get a Now You See Me 4.
What's going to be Now You See Me, Now You Don't, Now You Do?
Maybe.
Yeah, so they're going to run out of names for that film.
Definitely.
Cool. Well, that is going to wrap it up for tonight. Let me get my outro notes. What I know I need to say is thank you all for listening to this episode and watching us tonight. Let us know what you thought of our Rotten Tomatoes game. Is there anything you think we should introduce? Any kind of tactics, not tactics, but like tricks we can add in? As I said, we've already got our own ideas, but I'd love to hear your thoughts too. Drop those on the comments or tag us on socials at the Late Night Pod. So we'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed the episode, please make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you are listening. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next episode. Speaking of which, that is it for the year. That is it for 2025. I want to say a massive thank you for supporting us this year. It's been a blast. This is episode 66, although some of them did happen last year, obviously. It's been amazing. Thank you all for your support. We're back next year. We're basically only having a week off of recording because it's obviously Christmas time. But we're going to be back on Monday, the 5th of January, in terms of releasing the episode. And that will be our movie of 2025 episode. Look forward to that one. It's basically the biggest event of the year, movie of the year. So
It is.
Look forward to that. Until then, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. I've been your host, Welchy, joined as always by the Rotten Tomatoes 2025 champion, Andy.
Hey.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's not saying that every week. Do not give him that title. We get it for 1 week only.
Thank you as always, guys. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, looking forward to doing the Rotten Tomatoes game again in 2026 and see if I can keep my title.
And the movie quiz champion for 2025, Stephen.
Yes, it's been a pleasure as always. And yeah, it's been a great year. Over Christmas, I'm watching The Housemaid, Wicked for Good, and Zootopia 2. So that will kind of round off 2025. And yeah, have no idea what my move of the year for 2026 is going to be, but that will be revealed when we next speak.
Thank you all for listening. Merry Christmas and have a happy new year. And we will see you next year.